Hi. The calendar just flipped to February, and if you're one of the millions of Americans counting on Social Security benefits, you need to know exactly when your money is hitting your account this month. Now, before you click away thinking this is just another boring rundown of dates, stay with me because there are some critical updates this month that could affect when you actually see your payment, and missing these details could leave you wondering where your money is when you need it most. I'm going to break down everything you need to know in the next few minutes, so make sure you watch until the end, because I'll also be sharing some important tips that could help you avoid common payment delays that catch thousands of people off guard every single month. Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, I focus on bringing you the most important updates about Social Security, retirement benefits, and financial planning for seniors. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update that could impact your benefits. These videos take a lot of research and time to put together, and your support through likes and comments really helps this content reach more people who need this information. Now let's dive into the February payment schedule and what you absolutely need to know. February 2026 is shaping up to be an interesting month for Social Security recipients, and understanding your payment date isn't just about marking your calendar. It's about planning your bills, managing your budget, and making sure you're not caught off guard. The Social Security Administration operates on a very specific schedule, and this schedule is based on your birth date and the type of benefits you receive. Now, I know some of you have been receiving Social Security for years and think you know the drill, but trust me, there are some nuances this month that even longtime beneficiaries might not be aware of. Let's start with the Supplemental Security Income recipients, commonly known as SSI. If you receive SSI, your payment schedule is different from regular Social Security retirement or disability benefits. SSI payments are always scheduled for the first of the month. However, and this is crucial, when the first falls on a weekend or federal holiday, the payment comes early on the last business day of the previous month. For February 2026, the first falls on a Sunday, which means SSI recipients already received their February payment on Friday, January 31st. If you receive SSI and didn't see that payment hit your account on January 31st, you need to contact the Social Security Administration immediately because something may be wrong with your account. Now, for those of you receiving regular Social Security retirement benefits, Social Security disability insurance, or survivor benefits, your payment date depends on your birth date. The Social Security Administration divides recipients into 4 groups, and this system has been in place for years to spread out the workload and ensure smooth processing of millions of payments every month. If you started receiving benefits before May 1997, you're in a special category. Your payment comes on the 3rd of every month, regardless of your birth date. For February 2026, since the 3rd falls on a Monday, you should see your payment arrive on February 3rd right on schedule. For everyone else who started receiving benefits after May 1997, the Social Security Administration uses your birth date to determine your payment schedule. This is where it gets specific, so pay close attention. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your payment arrives on the 2nd Wednesday of the month. For February 2026, that means your payment date is Wednesday, February 11th. Mark that date down, set a reminder on your phone, whatever you need to do to keep track of it. If your birth date falls between the 11th and the 20th of the month, your payment comes on the 3rd Wednesday. In February 2026, the 3rd Wednesday is February 18th. This is when you should expect to see that direct deposit hit your account, or when your paper check should arrive in the mail if you still receive physical checks. And if you were born between the 21st and the 31st of the month, your payment arrives on the 4th Wednesday, which for February 2026 is Wednesday, February 25th. This will be the final round of Social Security payments for the month. Now, I want to address something that causes confusion for thousands of people every single month. These dates I just gave you are for direct deposit. If you're still receiving paper checks in the mail, you need to add several days to these dates because the check has to be printed, processed, and delivered through the postal service. The Social Security Administration actually mails checks several days before the official payment date to try to get them to you on time, but mail delays happen. Weather, postal service issues, address problems, all of these can delay your check. This is exactly why the Social Security Administration strongly encourages everyone to switch to direct deposit. It's faster, it's more secure, and you don't have to worry about checks getting lost or stolen. Let me share something really important that not enough people talk about. If your payment date falls on a federal holiday or weekend, the Social Security Administration will adjust the schedule and pay you early. They will never make you wait until after a holiday to get your money. This is built into their system to protect beneficiaries. February 2026 doesn't have any major federal holidays that fall on Wednesdays, so the schedule I just outlined should hold firm. But it's always good to be aware of this policy because in other months, particularly around holidays like President's Day, Memorial Day, or Independence Day, you might see your payment arrive earlier than the standard Wednesday schedule. Another critical point I need to make is about the cost of living adjustment that went into effect in January 2026. If you noticed your payment amount changed in January, that increase continues into February and for the rest of the year. The Social Security Administration announced a cost of living adjustment to help benefits keep pace with inflation. This adjustment is automatic, you don't need to do anything to receive it, and it should already be reflected in your payment amount. If you're not sure whether your payment includes the correct adjustment, you can check your My Social Security account online, or you can call the Social Security Administration directly. Don't assume everything is correct without verifying because errors do happen, and the sooner you catch them, the sooner they can be fixed. Let me talk about a common scenario that trips people up. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, you might be wondering which schedule applies to you. Here's the deal. If you get both types of benefits, you'll receive two separate payments. Your SSI payment follows the SSI schedule, which, as I mentioned earlier, already came on January 31st for February. Your regular Social Security benefit follows the birth date schedule we discussed, so you could potentially receive payments on two different dates each month. Keep track of both so you can budget accordingly. Now let's talk about what to do if your payment doesn't arrive on your scheduled date. First, don't panic immediately. If you have direct deposit, check your bank account carefully because sometimes the deposit might post under a slightly different name than you expect. Give it at least 3 business days past your scheduled payment date before taking action. Banks can sometimes have delays in processing, especially if there are technical issues. However, if 3 business days have passed and you still don't see your payment, it's time to contact the Social Security Administration. You can call their main number at 1-800-772-1213. Be prepared for potentially long wait times, especially right after payment dates when call volume is highest. Have your Social Security number ready and any relevant information about your benefits. If you receive paper checks and it hasn't arrived within 7 to 10 days after your payment date, you should also contact the Social Security Administration. They can check whether the check was cashed and potentially issue a replacement if it was lost or stolen. This is another reason why direct deposit is so much better. With direct deposit, the money goes straight into your account with no chance of it getting lost in the mail. I also want to address something for those of you who might be new to Social Security or expecting to start receiving benefits soon. When you first apply for Social Security benefits, there can be a delay before you receive your first payment. The application process takes time, and even after you're approved, it might take a month or two before the payments begin flowing on the regular schedule. If you're in this situation, stay in contact with the Social Security Administration and make sure you understand when to expect that first payment. Don't assume it will arrive immediately after approval. For those of you who are managing Social Security benefits for a family member or you're a representative payee, the same schedule applies, but you have additional responsibilities. Make sure you're keeping careful records of how the benefits are being spent on behalf of the beneficiary. The Social Security Administration can request reports from representative payees to ensure the money is being used appropriately for the beneficiary's needs. This is serious business, and failing to comply with representative payee responsibilities can result in losing that authority. Let me share some practical budgeting advice since we're talking about payment dates. Knowing exactly when your Social Security payment arrives allows you to plan your major bills around that date. Many people schedule their rent or mortgage payment, utility bills, and other essential expenses to come due shortly after their Social Security payment hits their account. This ensures the money is there when those bills need to be paid. If you're living primarily on Social Security, this kind of strategic planning can be the difference between financial stability and constant stress about whether you can cover your bills. Another thing to consider is setting up automatic payments for recurring bills, but only if you're absolutely certain about your Social Security payment schedule and you maintain a buffer in your account. Automatic payments can be helpful for making sure bills get paid on time, but they can also cause overdraft problems if your Social Security payment is delayed for any reason or if you miscalculate your available funds. Use automatic payments wisely and always keep track of your account balance. For those of you thinking about the future, it's worth mentioning that Social Security payment schedules are subject to change based on federal policy decisions. While the current birth date system has been in place for many years, the Social Security Administration could theoretically modify the schedule if they determined it would improve efficiency or service. Any major changes like that would be announced well in advance and would be widely publicized. This is another reason to stay subscribed to channels like this one, because I make sure to bring you updates as soon as they're announced. I also want to remind everyone that tax season is here, and if you received Social Security benefits in 2025, you should be receiving or may have already received your SSA 1099 form. This form shows the total amount of Social Security benefits you received during the year, and you'll need it when filing your taxes. Some Social Security benefits are taxable depending on your total income, so don't assume your Social Security is automatically tax-free. If you haven't received your SSA 1099, you can access it online through your My Social Security account, or you can request a replacement by calling the Social Security Administration. Before we wrap up, let me give you a few more quick tips that can make your life easier as a Social Security beneficiary. First, create or access your My Social Security account online if you haven't already. This free account allows you to check your payment history, verify your benefit amount, get your tax forms, and much more, all without having to call or visit a Social Security office. It's incredibly convenient and puts important information at your fingertips 24/7. Second, keep your contact information updated with the Social Security Administration. If you move, change your phone number or update your banking information for direct deposit. Notify them immediately. Outdated information is one of the main causes of payment problems and missed communications about important changes to your benefits. Third, be extremely cautious about scams. Criminals frequently target Social Security beneficiaries with phone calls, emails, and text messages claiming to be from the Social Security Administration. They might say your benefits are being suspended, that you owe money, or that you need to verify your information. The real Social Security Administration will never threaten you, demand immediate payment, or ask for personal information like your Social Security number over the phone if they called you. If you receive a suspicious contact, hang up and call the official Social Security Administration number directly to verify whether there's actually an issue with your account. So to recap the February 2026 payment schedule one more time, SSI recipients received their payment on January 31st. If you started receiving benefits before May 1997, your payment comes on February 3rd. If your birth date is between the 1st and 10th, expect payment on February 11th. Birth dates between the 11th and 20th receive payment on February 18th. And if you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment arrives on February 25th. Keep these dates in mind, plan accordingly, and don't hesitate to contact the Social Security Administration if anything seems wrong with your payment. Thank you so much for watching today's update on the February 2026 Social Security payment schedule. I hope this information has been helpful and has given you the clarity you need to plan your month. If this video answered your questions, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone else who might benefit from knowing these important dates. Drop a comment below letting me know what other Social Security topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Your feedback helps me create content that truly serves this community. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop when it comes to Social Security updates, benefit changes, and financial tips for retirees. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, take care and stay informed about your benefits.